Hey guys, this is Jaded Silk. I've had a couple of requests for talking about spinning wheels. I do my own spinning, so thought we'd give this a go. I am using an Ashford Kiwi. It is a fairly inexpensive little Kiwi. It's their best-selling model. I really love it. It's a simple dual treadle. It's really compact. It travels well. It's my buddy. What I'm going to do today is just give you some basics on how to use this particular spinning wheel. Every spinning wheel is going to be different, but you know, they do share some capabilities. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is wool. Right now, what I'm sort of waving in front of you here, and it's hopefully focusing, is merino roving. It's a nice little merino roving. It's hand-dyed. I usually get from Copper Moose. I'm trying to remember where I got this. It was at a different store, a great little place in northern Michigan. I'll think of it at some point. Anyway, great wool, great quality, real clean. What I've done is taken this ball, and it came to me in multiple balls. What I do is I take it, unwind them completely, and rewind them the other way to make sure that the grain is all going the same way in the wool. I have set the basket to my right, and I've got my little tail end here. You can see where I've already started on some silver. I guess I'll just start on here, and what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to take a spindle on and off. Let me grab one of these over here, and I need some tie-on yarn because I didn't start with that. What I am going to do is prepare my new spindle. What I'm going to do is, oh look, I'm ahead of myself, I already put some on here. You would tie this on, and you can leave as long or short of a cord as you want. I've wound it around here just so that it doesn't bunch up on me. I'll unwind it for you. You're going to go to the short end of the spindle. I'm not running a jumbo flyer system because I can't afford it. What you'll want to do is make a slip knot. I do the Cheaters Really Fast slip knot, which is 2 loops, and I pull 1 loop over the next, if my hands would cooperate with me. Loop, loop, pull my finger through, and slip knot. So there's your slip knot. That's where you're going to start your yarn. Now what I'm going to do is take this back cord off, and I'm going to rest it up here. I'm going to pull this back through, and I was on the 3rd hook here. I'm going to gently lift up and pull towards me and loosen this. Some people loosen it first, some people loosen it second. I loosen it second. Take the back off. Fat end of the spindle goes away from you and slides off. Thinking about this. Okay. Front tine. Back cap goes back on until it clicks. I'm going to feed this into here, set it down here, put your drive band back on, and make sure you push it all the way to the back. I get slack issues if I don't push it back. I'm going to reach for my hook. I'm going to bring it across. I'm going to put it in here on the spindle. This is my brake band. This is going to let me stop the wheel if I need to. Now I'm going to take my string. You've seen it here. I'm going to put it through the first hook, just like this. Here's my slip knot right here. Now I have this little critter here. What I'm going to do is reach through, grab my string, pull it on through, see it nudge forward on me. I'm watching it, push it back. And now that we've got this little end here, we are all set. I've already got my tension pretty much where I want it. That can be adjusted by this little knob on the right. You can't see it. It's got a bunch of little dangly bits on it. What I'm going to do is pass this piece of wool through my loop and tighten it down. And I just grabbed the first little bit there. what I like to do is to just gently start to draft a little bit at the pull point, because sometimes this will come loose on me and I really hate that. So I'm going to make sure the knot's on pretty good. And what we're going to do is start the wheel. Now, I don't have to kick this wheel at all. It's already ready to go, and we are going to spin clockwise. You're going to see me start to take up the slack. We are on the first hook. I've got to make sure that I get a good draft on this. Alright. I'm a short drafter, as you can tell, and I'm also a side drafter. People complain that I overspin. I spin very fine, so I do overspin a little bit, and then when I go to ply, it all works out alright. But hopefully you can see this alright. We're on the first hook. When you are loading your spindle, what you want to make sure you do is very lightly load it all the way to the back when you're just getting started, and then when you are ready to start coming forward, when you're filling up fairly good in the back, start coming forward. You always want to backload a spindle, don't front load it, otherwise you're going to have really awkward issues with, you know, having it come loose and catching on the hooks and a number of other things. Alright, we've gone through the first hook, and I'm on here, and I'm doing pretty good. I'm going to nudge it back to the second. Some people prefer it fuller than that. I don't. I'm really big into backloading a spindle. Alright, what I'm going to do here is I'm getting a little thin, and I've adjusted. I'm pulling more from the side. Should you accidentally have a break, like say I'm going along, it gets too thin, I decide I don't like it, I can pull it off, and then I break it where it's too thin, and then you can fluff it back out from where you've had that problem. Just pull it right on out, fluff it out, lots and lots of fuzz, and then you grab your next piece, you lay them side by side, and you stretch them out. I don't actually mind if I hear the little fibers going, why? Because at least I know they're going to grab. Now we're going to move backwards. Never let your wheel go counterclockwise. It's okay to rock it. I have zero problems with rocking it, but never let it do a full, complete opposite direction turn, or you're going to have to start the whole spindle over. You only reverse directions when you want your wool to ply. What I am spinning is a little finer than sport weight. A lot of people don't realize is that when you are spinning wool, you actually spin multiple plies, meaning there's 2 to 4 plies in every strand of yarn that you get from the craft store, or more, depending on thickness. So when you're doing this, you actually, before you can make real yarn, you have to spin 2 to 6 of these bobbins and then put them all together when you ply at the end. Let's see where we're at. I've turned my wheel a bit so that you can see what I'm doing, but then the problem is I can't see what I'm doing. That's not necessarily a problem because I can feel what I'm doing with my hands, but I gotta check my spindle. We're good. Actually, yeah, let's go back. We're going to keep going. If you have a problem with the way I'm doing this, all I can say is that I'm self-taught, and well, my mother taught me when I was 5, and that was a very long time ago with the drop spindle. So this has been a unique experience. It's great because I'm a knitter and a crafter, so I can pretty much spin anything I need, which, you know, it does work out for me, but it's definitely a lot of work, and especially hand dyeing and stuff like that. I don't hand dye anymore, I'm allergic to the dyes, but there's a lot of great places that I can go to, you know, get what I need in the colors I need. They're pretty flexible, so. Anyway. A little break here. It's okay to slow down. If at any point you have a problem and you don't know what you're doing or you're uncomfortable, you can slow down and stop. Just keep your hands on it and you don't have to worry about it. Can you see this little burr right here? I'm not sure if the camera's got it for you or not. You see this little lump right here, and it's just kind of unsightly. It's not doing very much. What I'm going to do is, I can do this while I'm spinning, but it would help if you could see. I'm actually going to take it and just pull it straight off. As long as you have a decent amount of tension in your wool, you can just pull the burrs right out. It doesn't hurt a thing. That's why I'm not super picky about clean wool. I mean, I prefer not having to pick sheep crap out of it, but it's not a big deal if something goes wrong. There we go. There's a nice big lump in it. We're just going to go whoop. And it's gone. Sometimes if I get to the point where I can't get my my wheel to go back the right direction, I'll just reach forward and give it a little nudge, or I'll just nudge right on the spindle. You're not supposed to, but this is spinning. It's like Sparta. You do what you gotta do. Alright. You can see we're getting some nice thin little ply here, and it's looking good. Color's great. I love this color. It's like a Sephiroth hair silver. But that is where we will end for today. Obviously, as you fill your spindle, you're just going to keep going until you're on the back hook. You stop moving, stop spinning, move to the next hook, and then you're going to fill a good decent amount in the back, and then you need to come back towards the front. I have an example of that right here. If you take a look at this, I am significantly heavier to the back of the spindle than I am in the front. I was actually working my way back towards the back. I was on the third or fourth hook there. So that's what you want to eventually achieve, and yes, it takes forever. Anyway, hopefully this was helpful. If you need anything, you have any questions, or you want to see anything else demonstrated, just let me know. A like is appreciated, and so is a watch. So thanks again, and I hope you guys have a great evening.